Hey guys, my name is Matimeo, and welcome to another episode of Monday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewer, can submit your gaming or battle-related questions, and then I will give my humble opinion on them. To get the formalities out of the way real quick, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. The first question for today is, what do you think about the amount of hate that Black Ops 3 is getting, and do you think that it deserves it? I think Call of Duty has reached a point now, and it's been like this for a while, where it doesn't even matter how good the game is. It could be the best first-person shooter ever created. The gameplay could be so magnificent that it literally cures cancer, but because it's a Call of Duty game, it's always gonna get hate. And so if you do come across someone who is crapping all over the new Call of Duty game, and they're not going into specific details as to why they don't like it, I would take that criticism with a grain of salt. More often than not, they probably haven't even played the game. That does not mean that all criticism is completely devoid here. There are problems with Black Ops 3, even though I'm really enjoying it, which may come as a surprise to a lot of you. I mean, I put thousands of hours into both Battlefield 3 and in Battlefield 4 combined. It might be a surprise that I'm actually enjoying a new Call of Duty game, but I realize that it does have its flaws. And so if someone picked up the game, they really weren't all that impressed by it and returned it the next day, their opinion is completely valid, but I still have this suspicion. I have this gut feeling, even though I don't have any source to back this up, I don't have any stats or numbers, but I think a lot of the people that just crap on this series more often than not haven't even played the game, and they're just hating on it because apparently that's the cool thing to do. All that being said though, I now have to ask the question, why do you care? Either you're in two categories here. Either you're on the fence about buying the game and this criticism is worrisome, you want to make a worthy purchase, or you just like the game, you love what Black Ops 3 is all about, and you're just upset that other people don't like it. If you're on the fence, I can see where you're sort of coming from. If there's all this hate and vitriol surrounding it, then that would be worrisome. Like, I don't want to put down $60 if it's not a worthy product. But if you go to your favorite reviewers, and I hope that you are, your people that you trust, pretty much overwhelmingly, I think above average, most people were agreeing that this is a solid entry to the title. Most people said that this is probably one of the better Black Ops or one of the best Call of Duty games that we've gotten in quite some time. If you're in the other camp though, and you just dislike that they don't like what you like, why? Like, who cares? I mean, if you like something and everyone else in the entire world doesn't like it, screw them. I mean, you're you. You should only care about what you enjoy, and you shouldn't think about what other people care or like. That just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And so I guess I just don't really know what you're looking for with this question. Personally, I don't see all the hatred that you're talking about. Maybe I'm just not visiting the same forums, because at least the people that I talked to and the reviews that I saw, on average, a lot of people are really enjoying it. And so, yeah, there's always gonna be hate surrounding Call of Duty. I think that's forever. And while I realize I got a little preachy there at the end, I really do believe that if you like what you like, screw anyone else, because that's all that really matters. And so I hope I answered your question. The next question comes from Toby, and it is, what do you think about the blood in Rainbow Six Siege? They did go pretty over the top with the blood in Rainbow Six Siege. It's bright, it's excessive. I mean, I've had moments where I've killed a couple of people inside of a room and blood is splattered everywhere. It's like I entered a demonic realm where everything is covered in blood, and that's the way that the blood dynamic works in this game, and it's excessive. That said though, I actually like the way that they've handled it, because it gives you a visual indication of not only when you hit an enemy, but it also gives you more information when your enemy is dead in a room. When you're playing ranked, it can be tough to know when you got a solid hit on someone, but because of the blood in the game, it makes it pretty clear. It's like, oh, yep, there's a guy there. I just shot him because all of his blood splattered on the wall. It gives you that nice visual indication. But I think the reason why I love it the most is because of the spray pattern of the blood lets you know where the enemy was shooting from, or kind of the general area of where the enemy was shooting from when they killed your teammates. Some people refuse to use mics here. Some people refuse to communicate whatsoever, or they're just not very fast at communicating the exact location of an enemy. And so if you enter a room where there's a bunch of dead bodies, if you actually look at the spray pattern, it gives you an idea of where they got shot from. There have been moments where I've been able to use that information to my advantage to be able to win some combat situations. It doesn't happen all the time, it's not like the biggest deal ever, but it does give you that nice visual indication. I would not be opposed if they did make some subtle tweaks to it though. Maybe it doesn't need to be as bright as it is so it looks like Kool-Aid. They could tone that down a bit. Maybe it doesn't need to splash like you're painting the walls with blood all the time. That would be a nice recommendation. I would be saddened if they completely eliminate it from the game like some people are suggesting though. I like the dynamic. I like how it adds a further layer of combat that other first-person shooters just don't really have. I like that it gives you more information at your fingertips that you can take advantage of, and so I think some adjustments could be made. I don't think it needs to be completely eliminated from the game. The next question comes from Lovable Nightbot, and it is, what do you think about in the next Battlefield, infantry were allowed to ride on the outside of tanks? They would still be vulnerable to enemy fire, but could get into combat much faster. I really like this idea. It's more realistic. It's more in the theme of, you know, people working together in the Battlefield franchise. It gets people from point A to point B faster, so you're just getting back into the action quicker. I really can't see any negatives. There have been so many occasions, and I'm sure this has happened to you guys as well, when you're running with a full squad, you got 5 people, two of them jump into the tank, and then all 3 are just kind of left slowly walking to the other objective while the tank gets there much faster. It'd be great if you could all just kind of hop on board. Yeah, you're vulnerable. Yes, you could get shot out very easily, but at least you're staying consistent with your squad and you're all together for the majority of the round. Like, that sounds like a great idea. I can't think of any negative or any real concrete reason for why DICE couldn't add something like this. Maybe they don't want to make the tanks a transport vehicle. Maybe they want to emphasize the role of the other vehicles in the game. If the tank is basically able to do the role better of every other vehicle out there, then why jump into a transport helicopter, or why jump into a Jeep that's right there? Because the tank is going to do everything better, and it's also going to have the defensive capabilities of a gigantic cannon and the LMG right along with it. And so other than that really weak arguments, I can't think of any other reason why they wouldn't want to add something like this. Maybe because they would think that you would need to add an animation to get on and off, but there's no animations to even get into the vehicles already, so why would that matter? I mean, I guess it would look a little funny when people are like bounce between the different seats, but you can already bounce between the seats instantaneously in a Jeep, or if you're in the boat. Like, it's already in the game. So that's also not really much of an argument. Yeah, I like it. It keeps squads together, which is incredibly important in any team-oriented first-person shooter, which is what Battlefield is all about. And so I think that this would be a great addition into the Battlefield series. But yeah, guys, that's about it for today's Monday Mailbox. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize that this didn't come out on Sunday as a normal Sunday Mailbox. I wasn't really feeling all that great over the weekend. I've been having a headache on and off. It's been terrible. Makes it very difficult to sit in front of a computer and edit and do a commentary, so I hope you guys can forgive me on that. But yep, as always, if you would like to submit your own question for a future episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.